Great win on the weekend. What's it feeling like within the club at the moment?
Yeah, obviously a win always helps. The boys have just arrived now. We've got review day, so I'm sure that there's probably a bit of spring in their step coming into this review. So yeah, without getting carried away, we know that we'll address the performance on the weekend, but then we'll get focused this afternoon on what's coming with the Sharks.
Talk to me about that focus heading into this weekend. What are the key areas to hone in on for you?
I think the physical parts of the game, we need to start well. Felt watching the game last week that they played. They certainly won the physical parts of the game at the start. And I think everyone's sick of the word discipline, but I think the Titans gave him 6 or 7 yardage penalties. So we can't afford to do that down at Shark Park. Their back five obviously like to get their sets off to a really good start. So we need to make sure that we're turning the ball over in good field position and getting our tackle on.
And there was a bit of a superstar on the weekend on the wing with Fletcher. How is he finding his feet in that position? Not one where he started off in, The
evidence is pretty good. He's, like I said on the weekend, he's a footy player. He just he puts himself in the right position to make something happen. So he doesn't let too much phase him, Fletch, so that's probably helping him.
And where do you see his future? Do you think he's, a potential player that could stay out on the wing, or do you think moving back to fullback?
I guess the honest answer is he's a fullback, but we've got a pretty handy one here. So my job's to make sure that I fit all the best 17 I can into the team each week. And right now he's doing a really good job on the wing for us. But I wouldn't rule out, I don't want that to be the headline because I just want to keep him going the way he is. But there's nothing to say that he can't play in the centres or at 5'8" or anywhere in the back line. He can do a good job for us, Fletch.
And how good is it knowing that, he's young, he's at the start of his career, that you have a player here that has that versatility? Yeah,
it's great. Yeah, the versatility, one thing. The number one pleasing thing is local junior, developed by our pathways, and he won't be the only one. There's some good kids coming through there, and I've said in the past we cop a lot of commentary and feedback on how we do things here and the ones that we lose. And the honest answer is it's a big nursery. You're not going to be able to keep them all, but we want to fight really hard to develop players like Fletcher Sharpe coming through our system.
How's Bradman looking?
Yeah, quite good actually. I've learned a lesson about putting too many dates on guys when they'll be exact. But look, he's progressing well with the medical staff. I'm really confident that we'll see him before the end of the season.
Not looking like this week though?
No.
And what about Jacob? Is he?
Yeah, he's a week to week as well. It was quite significant, his one. And given you've got about 115 kilos standing down on that, doesn't help. It'll be like I said, week to week proposition. I think I don't see it in the near future, but potentially before the season's out, we might get him back out there as well. Certainly finals and that we definitely will.
Speaking of finals, what's the path to finals look like for you in your mind?
Playing well against the Sharks this week.
But is there that forward planning, that forward thinking about the results that you will need to get there?
Of course, there's people in the background that work, crunch the numbers, but I'm focused on none of that is important. You do all the planning you want, none of it's important if you lose. We just need to focus on winning games, the game that's right in front of us right now.
Dylan Lucas is here, chance of coming back this week?
He's going to do some running this morning with the medical staff. Again, that'll be a case of how close he gets. I don't think he's miles away, but I don't want to, whilst this is a really, really important game to win, I won't do it at the jeopardy of Dylan long term. So I don't know if I answered that question, but I need to see him run with the medical staff this morning.
And Krystian did enough on the weekend, if that is the case, that Dylan doesn't play. Krystian Mapapalangi.
Yeah, Maps he'll only get better for the run too, Maps. So picked up a nice try. I thought he carried the ball out of the back of the field well. So like I said, I haven't picked the team just yet, but I know most of it in my head, and I'll confirm it all this Saturday.
Are there likely to be any changes?
I don't think so. I wouldn't imagine so, no.
Jackson Hastings hasn't done enough to come in, whether it's a utility role or...
Not that he hasn't. I just think everybody would agree, Tyson Gamble and Phoenix played well on the weekend.
Speaking of Tyson Gamble, he was revved up in that game. He certainly did some sledging. Do you like to see that to an extent that doesn't get to too far over a point?
Yeah, exactly that. That's his natural personality once he gets in the game. It's not who he is all week. He's completely opposite. He's a bit of Jekyll and Hyde. Once he gets into the game, he's just competing, and he's quite clever with some of the stuff he comes up with, so I wouldn't like to go up against him in a sledge-a-thon. He's pretty good.
Is he one of those people that can get under your skin, be that annoying person?
Correct.
You mentioned the boys need to get into the muscle of this weekend. Obviously, plenty of points scored against the Tigers, but do you want to see that defence tightened up, not letting tries let in?
Yeah, I think that is, I don't know, that can bore a lot of people. I was really happy with our attack. I thought the framework looked really organised, and we executed some nice plays, so I don't want that to go backwards, but I just know we need to go down there with a real steely focused on getting the physical parts of the game, and that's namely your defence, and I felt that, you know, Sharks hit the ground running right from the start in their game last week, and they'll want to replicate that again.
I guess no disrespect to the Tigers, but a team like the Sharks, you don't want to get them up to 18 because that could get to 40.
Yeah, well, look, in the past, I think we kept it quite close here last year when we played them. I think it might have been 6-all at half time. We came out on top in the second half, but we had a game earlier in the year up at Coffs Harbour when they started really physical on us and we didn't match it, and they ticked the scoreboard over quite quickly on us. So there's some lessons in those two games.
Your wingers, Greg and Fletcher, at the moment, could they be more different in terms of, physically, skillfully? Just goes to show there's sort of no prototype winger.
Yeah, true. They are completely opposite. I think Greg's been fantastic for us, actually, carrying the ball. I don't know, that's his real weapon, but he seems to earn some penalties for us, which, rightfully so. The teams are very focused on making sure that they get numbers into the tackle and try and slow Greg down. But then you've got Fletch on the other side that weighs half as much as Greg, but just has an uncanny ability to pop up wherever we need him at the time, both in defence and with the ball. But yeah, both boys are doing a good job for us.
It seems like a bit of yin and yang. Like, how much of a positive or a strength is that for you to actually utilise coming out of your own end, especially?
Yeah, well, I think makes it a lot easier. I think most teams like to box kick Greg and land on him before he gets too much momentum, whereas bringing Fletcher over on play 3, if they do decide that tactic, is quite good through the middle part of the field, quite elusive. So yeah, I think they complement each other.
They've got a job on their hands this weekend. The Sharks wingers, I think they're among the best try scorers in the competition.
Yep. Yeah, it won't be just those two boys. The whole team will play a part in making sure that we're taking care of those guys.